Welcome back to Railroads Online. I am Rever, and this will be a little bit of a new series where we improve things. It'll probably be interlaced a little bit with some other things we do, but we have some issues. Like, I don't like the way this looks. And if you were watching the 200 oil barrel series, we keep derailing trains. So this is that moment for those of you who were watching that, where this, I think, is just too tight and we're breaking these links. And then I really don't like this. So what I'm thinking of is we could probably try to make this a little bit less tight. Maybe take this and turn it slightly this way so that the end is still kind of close to where it is. Then we can have that track in there curved a little bit. And I think that'll alleviate, like it'll make this a little bit less sharp, and it'll also push us a little bit closer. Like it'll have to be less sharp this way. Right, see how sharp that is right there? And I think that's causing us to break links. When you see that, you just can't be that sharp. And considering that we have new and fancier locomotives coming, I think that this is the right thing to do. Right? I'm going to get rid of that and all of this track all the way around. For now, I think we can, oops, I was going to say we could leave the groundwork. Go all the way over to this switch, and we'll figure out a new way to get this. Yeah, look at that. See how sharp that is? We can do better. And I want to try to use the fancy schmancy, what do you call it, tool? Angle tool. What is it? Well, we'll see in a second. I forget the name. You know, I probably want to get rid of. Let's just get rid of the stuff that's close. Probably get rid of that other stuff eventually too, but then we're going to get rid of I think I'll just get rid of it all so I can see that. Yeah, I guess that's a good marker. I don't really know. All right, so let's see if we can't at least get enough road bed to where we would kind of start our turn, right? And you know, as a matter of fact, let's get, geez. Right, I want to get out of this mode. I don't know. I think game developers sometimes, this is just an opinion, I think they feel like they need to do things different. I mean, a lot of times I'm sure they're creative, very intelligent people. They don't want to do things just like everybody else does them. But when it comes to UI stuff, I don't really personally appreciate that. You know, like just leave escape. Let us get it out of the menus with escape. It's fine. All right, so say I brought that over a little bit more. So hopefully we could be far enough away. And we do want to switch on the right. I think this is fine. Or do we even want to do this? Switch left. Ooh, that might be an idea too, huh? Because we could do like even further away. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit short. Yeah, let's see. That might have a lot of benefits. Don't really know. We have to get this right. How are we looking? So we're looking like coming from here, maybe even swooping this wider and going like that, right? Let's just see. As long as that holds it in the right spot, I can always put stuff underneath of it later. So we want to have, in an ideal world, our turn would end up being like right here, which is near where those things all come together. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can fudge it together later, right? But we would want that turn to be now. The problem with doing that is it does stick this out, but you can see how much. Yeah, see, I can definitely make those two work. I think I want to go. I want to start on this end for this one because it's not going to hurt to have a nice straight piece there. Let me back up so I can see what straight is. Now, one of the pieces of advice I saw one of the devs give people was to make sure that your if you want it to work better, and it's, he was saying like we're going to improve it, but try to make your first sections not so curved. Ooh, what was that obstacle? Look at that little up. See that? My switch. Look at that. The switch disappeared. All right, so try to make, you know, when you're laying these tracks down, I know it doesn't make it any easier. Try to make those first couple sections there a bit straighter, not such a harsh turn. And then you'll get a smoother turn, which I do agree. Not that I would have ever disagreed with that, but not that I'm in a real position to disagree with the guys, but I feel that like in my track building, like I can verify that I think I do that as I've gotten more experienced. Which makes it very hard to squeeze these things in at times, right? And it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So there we go. So we got that going. And that's, you can't tell me that doesn't look a lot better. It's certainly, I mean, that's a little bit tight right there, I think. But it's, you know, we'll see how it works out. It's no tighter than the turn on that thing. So now let's see if we can use this. We're going to have to come out of here a little straight, right? I want to put, you know, I guess we'll go, well, let's go right off the middle of this. All right, so I think I'd like to try to do this, and let's try for like a 25-degree turn. I have no idea if that will get us there or not. All right, so let's do, all right, 25 degrees. I don't even know if that's the right direction. And then Alt. Yep, it's the right direction. Doesn't now, does it make a difference how far we go? Yeah, we're right into that hill kind of too much, huh? But we're close. I think, you know, like that's not terrible. I think we just have to go a little bit more. I'm not sure how much that difference that even makes, right? I guess we need to redo it from the beginning, I think. I'm assuming it's like the rails where it needs a straight section. All right, and then we'll try to keep that short. What do you think, 27? Let's see what 27 does for us. Left alt. There we go. It's closer. I don't know. I don't know how tight we could really get away with. I mean, if there are certain trains that need more or less. I guess we'll go for 30. Try to keep that short, and then now even if we're tight for a little while, I think we can. I think we could, you know, change it. It doesn't have to stay at 30. Just seeing where that. Yeah, you know what? Oh, did I not? Did I not do the curve thing? I just did that manually. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, do we mind that we go up that hill though? Yeah, did I forget to hit Alt? I don't even know. I don't know why I left that there. That's, I guess because maybe we'd feed into it. But whatever that is, I think I hit 30. All right. That's a lot of extra tracks. A lot of extra gravel. Yeah, I think I like that, whatever I just did. Let's see. We'll try to lay the track down next. I'll just manually see how we do trying to get that going around there. It's like it stopped doing it at a certain point. Maybe it's just me. All right, so we'll get this one kind of nice and straight. And then put this on 30. And I'm definitely going to hit left alt this time. Now, that maybe I accidentally hit it. Yeah, I remember this from trying to lay. Yeah, I don't know. Come on. There you go. Well, we're hanging on the track. Maybe my... I don't want it to... Come on. I want you. There we go. Oops. Certainly the clicking... yeah, let's just stop there, right? See how that... Yeah, I don't really like the up and down the hill thing, and get rid of some trees. Even some extra ones, because I know they'll block my view and annoy me as time goes on. Yeah, I mean, I think it's better to not have that be any tighter. I think 30 degrees is pretty... It seems like it would be pretty tight. I am no trained degrees expert because I just have always built things manual, but I don't see how we can get it too much less than that and actually make the turn. Could it be just a flaw in the whole design? It certainly looks better. Oh, that doesn't. Yeah. Let's see if I can't fudge that back together. Sometimes you can. But that computer did not do overly well with that. That's not gonna... No, but you know what? Almost. I just needed a little bit more. Maybe this could be a little bit shorter. I think another click might have... There you go. Well, and this is what I was hoping for. This is not, you know, I don't like that it goes up in the hill there. That may end up affecting us. I think I would get rid of this section and just do from here manually. All right, we go straight out a little bit further. Let's kind of stay up on this hill a bit longer and not make it so too janky. All right, so that swings a little bit wide. Yeah, I think we're, you know, it dips down a little bit, it feels like right here. It's probably straight, but it feels like it dips. But I did kind of want to avoid that hill. But I think the negative side to what I did over here was to pull it further away. So even though we gained on the angle, I'm not so sure that we gained on the... Like, in other words, we would have had more distance. If we kept this straight all the way out here, we'd have had a bit more distance before we hit that hill. All right, so by turning that sooner, we kind of turned into that hill. But let's just see what happens. We'll give it a test. I was going to skip most of this part anyway in the other series which you watched, so we'll do this as part, just at least to give it a little bit of a test. So I think this guy, I don't know, let's go see. If I left the brakes on, it would be this last. Probably should have put wood in there too, so we had some right here. Yeah, that should be the only brake it's on. It's usually, as long as I have the locomotive attached. But I'm definitely concerned with the braking of these links all the time. I'm not even sure that we're fixing this is going to actually fix anything. Oops, let's do. All right, we don't need it right this instant, but feeling like there might be brakes on. I don't know. 22, I think we should be picking. Oh, what did you hit there? Yeah, let me, yeah. Let's, you know what, let me check this other one, just because. Gave our steam a little bit of time to come up. That's why I did that. There you go. That feels better, at least a little bit. All right, so let's see. Can we get in there and back in? This was our problem. We are now the railroad doctors, right? Oh, what happened? Oh, we flipped the wrong way. Gosh darn it. All right. That would have been good to think about. I don't know that we actually even derailed. See if we can't get away with. Yeah, we got lucky on that one. That's not. I don't like the way it left that tie there, but it does look like a nice smooth turn. I mean, that should be the advantage to using that tool. I don't like the way it goes up and down the hill. I think that'll cause stress on the cars as well. But I think on the other side of this, as long as it's not happening when we're doing all this backing up, that might be good enough. Like again, as long as it works for number 2, I guess that's the other advantage. You know, in a lot of cases, trains would be purchased for a particular task. Yeah, look, have to go up the hill, so that's. So it's not like it would be. It has to. Well, no, it has to work at least for other trains to be able to make it around here, right? Because we will be bringing the Cook Mogul and other trains that we have in time potentially will be coming here to pick stuff up. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Oh, that's all right. I didn't disconnect these cars. I'm here to unload cordwood. I forgot my purpose. But yeah, see, that definitely kind of up a fairly steep hill there. But yeah, let's just see. For the purposes of this video, let me put the reverser on. Like, it's really more about testing. Do we end up breaking cars free? Have to pull back in far enough to get those other ones out of the way. So we'll go forward, and I think I'll go like all the way forward. Yeah, that should be Pretty good there. We'll flip my reverser now, and then we'll go. Well, we didn't lose them. This one. You know, actually, I think I'm just going to leave this last brake on. This one. Here. Even the other ones aren't going to go anywhere far. So let's pull all the way around relatively recklessly. Even though now we have less cars on there. We'll see if that could make a difference, of course. But we'll just see how it looks. Sometimes you can just tell. If things are bouncing and there is a certain smoothness that things that run well do. Like cars don't jank around a lot. They don't yank back and forth and all. It's definitely a bit of an uphill. Yeah, see how they're janking around a bit right there? So let's slam on the brakes. I pretend one day we have it even longer. Yeah, that's reverser. Slam on the reverser. Now, I'd imagine this uphill would contribute as much to the braking links as the side-to-side being. So let's. I'm going to stop because I need to back in there to unload these things. But sound bell. No, we don't want to sound the bell. All right, let's give it full brakes, full stop. Yeah, well, we didn't lose any cars, so for the moment, I'm going to consider this fixed. You know, like I said, I think you could definitely, if you had a similar situation, you know, your catch-22 is, you know, what we did was make all of this a lot better, but we also pushed our problem that we're going up and down that hill. So I hope that doesn't cause us problems. So we might have to consider redoing it again. And if I had to redo it again, I think I would try to bring it much closer to the bridge there so that we could just swing it wider without having to maybe go up that hill so much. Well, there you go. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's a little bit short, so we're probably going to have like another segment added to this at some point. I have plenty of little segments that we can fix. So I will see you guys when I find another segment that is causing an actual problem or just looks like heck. See you guys in a little bit. Welcome back for another segment of We Fix It, or whatever the heck I'm calling it. We are failing, for those of you who watched the 200 barrels of oil, part 4, we are failing to get up, well, we get up the hill, but we're failing to get around this turn up here. So I want to come up and fix it. I've still lost a few cars. I don't know where they're at right now. Probably, I'm hoping down by the smelter. But we derailed at the bottom of the hill, which is showing you that that isn't the greatest situation down there. But we have this relatively steep part. In the very beginning, I was conflicted about how steep. Right here is darn steep. However, when you get up to here, it's like really darn steep. So I think all of this needs to be redone. This is where we're losing it. Something right in here is just a little bit too sharp or a little bit too up a hill or both. And even though it looks pretty reasonable, I think it's just too much, right? And it's also, you know, this is even ultra tight. It's a pain. We've been having problems. I'm a little bit surprised by how many times I'm breaking links recently, but we are just going to go ahead and get rid of all of this. Let's go ahead and demolish all. All right, we'll start here. All right, so we're going to go all the way back, I think. Oops. That's actually fine. I do want to get rid of that. Little segments like that can't be too good. Oops. Now, at some point, I don't want to stop on a turn, right? Because it's too hard to Too hard to get a turn going well. Oops. That might not be... Yeah, I think that might be a pretty reasonable place to start this. And part of the reason is we're going to have a... Well, we're going to have whatever slope the ground dictates, but it's going to be a lot less than what we had before, because instead of turning up this way, well, we're going to turn up this way a little bit, but look at all this stuff. Some of that's just filler to make it look better. All right, so we're going to, instead of going up towards that way like we are right there, we're deleting stuff like miles away, and yet we can't hit this piece. There you go. All right, so instead of turning up that hill, we're going to head straight up this way and swing it wide. I don't know how far wide we'll have to make it. So, and this was one of our first real challenging tracks. So, you know, my abilities, this stretched my abilities at the time to do this well. And so I don't have a hard time redoing it, right? Now, the question I have is, are we just way too high here? Or I think that's, kind of thinking that's fine, because at some point I might want to redo that bridge I mentioned. And if I do, this will not be. Now, I want to do a constant grade and see where we get. I'm not going to worry too much about how it looks. All right, let's go up to... Let's go up another one. We're just going to keep going up till we're at a good slope. And I don't mind if we're in the weeds a little bit. Let's go up another one. See, this is real quickly get into like a 5 slope, obviously here. So, but this is where I think we're gonna, say a 6 slope. I mean, that's just kind of. Well, do we have to? Yeah, see, there we go. If we're gonna swing it. Yeah, let's just stay under the 6 and see how we can get up this. Seems like we're, let's go back. Oh. Yeah, when you start getting this long, let's just see. This is much about surveying right now, right? Yeah, let's just do that and get out from under there so we don't get stuck. So that's kind of putting us way up higher, but again, this is more about surveying what we need to do. I think we definitely need a 6 slope up to a certain point, like right around here, and then I think we could start tamping it down. But how does it look besides crooked as heck? Might straighten that out, right? Well, at least we nowadays have a lot of money to cut trees too. I just want to see how it looks. Does it match down here pretty well? Like, is that... Yeah, see, I think that matches, I don't want to say perfectly, but that's pretty reasonable. Like, if you're looking at the slope from down here to up there. Yeah, there's no big jankiness, right? That'll be a pretty smooth transition to this slope. And that was a 6-degree slope. We'll keep that in mind as we... Yeah, I'm thinking we get rid of this and kind of we can make it a little bit tighter and then straighter. That's good, maybe. You can always delete more up there when we get up there. No, we want constant. Well, I don't know. I know 6%. I'm not sure it matters. All right, so we're going to bring it over this way more. Yeah, might as well since we're already up that high, right? that time we... Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. So let's cut some trees. I'm feeling like we're doing this one way or the other. I don't see a lot of other better options for... So see, right about this area, I think we can start deleting again. Did I get you? Tree rockets. Gotta wait a minute. Wait a minute, make sure you actually got it. I'll spin around and get that guy's neighbor in a second here. Or did I already get it? Good enough. Yeah, so see, I'm thinking like, right, maybe one more right there. We could start another slope. Now let's come over this way and we'll try to get an idea. Like right now, we're really no further along than this turn is hardly anyway. But so how far down would we come? Where do we need to match up here, right? So we're going to get rid of... Yeah, we're going to come into this straightaway. Yeah, that's nice. Good spot to... I have no idea if this other one's sloped not at this point. Or... See, this is even. I don't particularly want to go downhill. All right, I think I'm straight. I'm not... Let's go a little bit more. All right, so now there definitely hasn't proven to be any real need for to go from a coal mine over to here. So I'm not going to worry about that. I just need to get it so we have a Y that goes this way. So we're talking, yeah, if we went straight, let's just go and I'm going to come off of here and see. Yeah, let's do a constant grade so I can match these two up a little easier. I just want to get an idea of what height differences there are too. So not that it's like I may end up raising this up a little bit. There's 1 degree. All right, if we come here and turn around, yeah, we'd want a little bit less than 1 degree. Oops. Not that. Yeah, that's... But the difference is kind of great, isn't it? Well, let's just do this for the moment. Do 1 degree because it's easy to remember. And that's not actually going to mess anything up. But we'll redo that track in a minute here anyhow. So, yeah, I do like the idea of keeping it low. And this is actually the same height. I mean, this is a level spot to go meet back over there. So I really don't mind that. I mean, even though we got some stuff poking out. Let's get rid of some trees because reasonably certain this will be where the straight track goes. Just a matter how far back does this switch end up so we can curl around and... Alright, so we'll just randomly put it right. I think we definitely want to switch left with the thing on the left. Alright, how does that look? It's probably not going to be too bad, is it? Let's constant grade. Oh no, I want a level, so it doesn't matter. We could do constant grade, but I'm not gonna switch from level. I don't think. why is that so different? That's no good. Are we going downhill here? Why is that? Or did I just miss or something? No, not really, because that's the same height as this. Let me try something. No, that's the same height. I don't understand why this one's... Why is it so much lower than that one? No, but it's not... Yeah, you know, I want to move that thing back a little bit more. Oh, that's right. This one's going uphill to match that at a 1% grade. So all the more reason to move this back further. We can make this go at the 1% grade eventually, right? I think we want to move this back at least one more length, you know, of like one of these switches. You know what? Let's just delete that. I've noticed that when I lose my helper thing, it usually has to do with clicking near one of those switches. So there's no real reason. This is going to be the only switch. There's no particular reason. I don't think there's anything behind us that's going to mess us up, that we can't make this wherever we want it. Let's make sure we're up on the same level there. Yeah, that feels better, even though we're... Yeah, I don't even know. Can I delete things that are in the ground? I don't know. That's the old one. I'm not sure that it matters that I do that or not. All right, so I am kind of liking that. I think what I needed to do though was, so we could do this. That'll be a nice step out of there, but then we'll do constant grade. I don't think that'll be a problem. I can always... All right, we're going to go up 1 degree. So those trees are right smack where I would want to be. About a little bit more. All right, I think that looks pretty reasonable. Let's cut down some foliage. No, are trees foliage? I guess they are. I know foliage is like the stuff that grows in the forest. Like all this little stuff. I assume that actually includes trees. I'm not real sure. Let's, you know what? We really should delete this stuff up ahead before I start laying some of these tracks. Let's delete some more trees. Let's see what this, does this look nice and straight or straight enough? Not really. I don't mind that it's turned like that, but it certainly could be. Yeah, let's go back up to this place here if we're going to do that. Yeah, we don't need that. Oops. Yeah, that's, I guess, where people get all frustrated and mad when they delete those things. I want to redo it all anyway. 9 times out of 10 that I'm deleting the track, I'm redoing the. Well, that's not true. A lot of times though, when I'm redoing the track, I'm redoing the gravel. All right, so we'll come out of that turn, which I don't see us changing. You know, that's a nice turn, and then a little bit more of a straight section than I might want right here, but can't really see because I didn't delete that other. So I'm hoping I should have deleted this first so I could see. A lot of work went into that turn. It's all live and learn. That's how life is. Go like it never happened. That's my gauge, but I could still get rid of part of that. Like, well, I got rid of a lot of it, didn't I? All right, we already built our other, and we're getting close now. So I am kind of plowing a little bit faster ahead than maybe I should because, geez, well, that was a lot of. That's all right. We'll go all the way back. It won't take that long to. All right. That wasn't even centered anyway, so I think I might. Well, let's do constant grade and get an idea of what the change is. All right, it seems like a pretty steep thing that's happening there. All right, that's a -3. Yeah, so that's definitely a pretty good slope. Let's see, 1, 2. So -3.5. I think we would continue that. Let me just delete this. All right, can we, what does -3.5 look like from there? Do a variable grade just in case. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right, and then we'll do that. Now, should we try our new fancy, oops, not demolish. I do want to demolish it, but all right, I have no doubts that one way or the other we can make all that work. Let's go see what ramifications that has for this. So I'm just going to try to, well, let's try our new fancy tools. We'll do constant grade, right? And then let's say we wanted to make this a 15-degree turn, right? So let's do, I think X goes the other way. I think I want Y. All right, so plop this one down. Turn on the Alt. Yeah, see, we're running into that. I don't really want to go back downhill, right? Like, I want to keep that. Let's stop that. So in other words, the problem I have with that is that I had to go back uphill. Right? I really would rather have all this raised, but that's good to know. So let's delete. Well, let's go down and just connect, and then we'll see. All right, we'll do another constant grade from here. But then we'll be able to slope back downhill so we can see it. But I think that we might. I have to hit off. We definitely have a lot of room down in here. I have no idea where we're at relative to our. Oh no, maybe we don't have so much room, do we? All right, let's go see. That should give us a good idea of where our other road would need to go to. There it is. I knew it was over here somewhere. Yeah, so that's not going to be, we're going to have to be sharper than 15 degrees. Or we'll tend to try to swing this real wide, so that gives us a good idea of what, but I still think we'll need to be sharper, of course. Then we'll do another constant grade. And what was this one, 3.5? Or am I just making that up? Yeah, that's definitely, oh no, that was like 6, wasn't it? Let's see what 4 looks like. See, I don't think we have to be. Yeah, I think I'm liking this. Let's just see what that. Oh, look at that. That's going to end up 2%. A little hard to see, of course, with all the trees in the way, but. Yeah, so now. So this is a 2% grade, and that takes us to there. Now the question is, I'm thinking we don't need to be quite so steep here, right? Can we fine tune this so that we're not quite so high up? Right, I want to keep this slope as little as I can. We'll just start from here, I think. All right, that's 3. So now we do our 2% grade from here. So that will be just, a little less of a hill. It's a little bit steeper. Like we could talk about the transition here. See how we're going from like steep to not so steep, but so we could redo that again, but let's just sort of work it in place, I think. And then I definitely want to stay over this way. Hmm. One and a quarter. Let's just see what one and a quarter. Did it disappear into the? No, it's right there. Is that the one and a quarter? No. It's right under there, I think, still. There it is. It's one of the reasons I delete all of these old ones, because it just gets me confused. Yeah, so that's what one and a quarter would look like. Hmm. Which I don't really like it being right on the ground, but that would really kind of be the minimum, I think. It's like I think we should go a little bit higher. I hate to leave those remnants, but look at that, a river's up here. I guess that's the river for the waterfall, I suppose. Or the river that winds its way back down. Yeah, let's get rid of this. I think if I like this height, if we can kind of maintain that around there, right? I think this is okay. Let's get rid of this piece right here because it's kind of not the one I wanted to get rid of, but yeah, I think I like that height that we were at. And then we'll come from here and see if we can't do like 1.5. And if that gets us down there, let's do a constant grade. All right, so we're not even seeing it here. Yeah, I'm thinking that we need to get rid of this. That's a little bit too. This was actually kind of a nice height coming into here, right? Let's just see if we. So this was our 1.5. So if we can match these up, I lost where that other one is. I don't know if it's a nice turn, but because this was all level. See, that was level off of that point. So there's a bit of a hill right here. But if we just sort of, I would want to skirt that hill, wouldn't I? And that's where I was talking about raising all of this up. So let's go. It's a pretty big difference. That is level up into this hill. So let's see what it looks like on this other side. Boy, the running back and forth doesn't end, does it? We might end up making this 2 parts just to get this fixed. Yeah, that's the sloped part. Let me delete a lot of that. Where are we going to? We're going right down to there. All right. So does that seem like it would be reasonable? As far as turns go. Yeah, I think that's like I'm just worried about the radius, and I think it comes up here kind of nicely. Let's get rid of any excess stuff that. I think I like the turn, so I'll do that. So we cut the trees. Yeah, we'll see. We'll redo this. We'll leave that there for the moment. Let me go cut the trees. I think that's all of them there. Get you. Come on. Get got. I find it's better to run away from these trees a little bit sometimes. Like not try to get the one right next to it. Go get like one further away and then worry about the close one after the other one does its pirouette. So yeah, so we don't want to get too close to that. So we kind of need this turn to make it look reasonable. And then I think we'll delete this and we'll bring this up to that level right there. It shouldn't be too bad. Do a constant grade just in case. Right, I don't think that little thing's going to make too much difference. I guess I can try to fudge it together with a little piece that's like the shorter the piece, the more how's that look? Yeah, that's so it's going to be relatively steep. Right about this point, it'll get a little bit less steep. And then this starts getting into pretty darn sort of level. You know, this is kind of the lowest we could make that. So we could probably go redo all of that to a slighter slope. This kind of needs to be here. I mean, I think this is a nice slope all the way up and around. A little bit sharp right here, but you know, we'll get into this turn. think there's anything wrong with this. And then the problem what we just sort of created is that this is way above. Boy, that doesn't even look level, but when you stand to the side, it definitely is. You know, like, yeah, let's redo that a little bit. All right, there's no point in going downhill. And if it doesn't, it's not like, oops, let's do constant. All right, so let's demolish. All right, that switch is kind of like right there. All right, let's just see if we can't put it back in about where it was. Might not look so bad when we get it all done. I'm just amazed at how it doesn't even look like a hill hardly, and how much it's. I think that's about the center. Let's see how it looks going all the way up to there. I think it's reasonable. I don't, I'm not sure that you would do it much different if you were in real life than this. Certainly don't want it to go back downhill too often. Yeah, that's amazing to me how level actually looks here. All right, look at that difference. Boy, we're all the way into this. I'm okay with that, though. Like, I don't really want to get rid of all of this, but really rather just not have that go back downhill. All right, we'll see what that looks like. I think we're at time for an episode, so we'll have to probably pick this back up in the next series of this. It's kind of getting a little bit ridiculous, though, isn't it? This. There we go. We're coming back up. This turn needed to be redone anyway. Oops, I just stuck myself in. Good, got out. Let's just finish up this segment and we'll call it quits. Somewhere up here, there's going to be a level spot. But I'm okay with that because this is really not the best turn. So I think we're redoing another. Yeah, see, right by there, I bet you we're going to be. Let's get rid of that just in case. Yeah, I think we should definitely swing this a lot wider. Even to the point of deleting back a little bit and going into those trees. All right, let's redo this turn back to about here, and then we're just going to swing that nice and wide. Or can't really see. All right, it's a little. Yeah, I think we'll change whatever grade we need to here to get it. Let's do constant. -4. Can we do? Yeah, 3.5. Notice how those don't even really make a huge difference on this. But that should provide for a nice transition. I don't know what the slope is up here, but does it look? How's it look? Pretty reasonable. All right, but I definitely think that's a nicer, not nearly as sharp a turn here. Let's cut some trees and then call it quits once we can kind of look back and see. I think my tracks are just full of places like that you could probably redo the entire thing all over again almost. Especially these earlier, this was, like I said, this was the track that I really, I think more than any other, learned. How's that look? Yeah, much nicer. Kind of left that one tree in the way. We'll take care of him later. Guess that was sort of over the amount of time I'd like to spend on one episode, but so for me in real life, I'm going to just jump right into it, and we'll come up here and we'll start putting in a switch. And then we'll do the same thing. This is all just level, which is nice. I mean, level to that hill back there. So, I think we'll match up. This was downhill anyway, so that's not going to be too bad as far as putting our switch back more or less in this little straight section. Having it twist on up there. All right, guys, well, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.